How's it going? Welcome. Good to see you. It's Dr. Shane JC coming to you live on this, what is a snow flurry afternoon in North Texas. Is it sunny in your locus of influence with impact? Perhaps it's rainy. Experience a torrent of rain. Or maybe it's pretty warm and sunny. Sitting at the beachside, relaxing, reflecting on the first and second week of this here February. I just want to come to you on today, on this, what is today? Wednesday afternoon, to talk about one critical element towards your success. What is that element? I am so glad you asked. We're talking about the most critical element that, if not mastered, will significantly hinder you and I from fully realizing not only who we are, but why we are here existing, some of us, many of us, thriving and flourishing at this specific moment in history. We're talking about something that's very nebulous. You perhaps have heard it discussed in conversations, both near and far, of many people, talking about this enigmatic phenomenon called self-identity. Do you know who you are? I mean, really, when I talk about who you are, I'm talking about much more than your last name. My name is Shane J. Charbonnet, and many people know me, refer to me by my professional moniker, and that is Dr. Shane JC. Earned PhD in Human-Centered Design and Innovation, Master's degree in Adult Professional Development Studies, undergraduate degree. I am a certified UX designer, intellectual property, responsible conduct for research for engineers and innovators, positive belief therapy, which is critical because we're talking about your cognition, your cognitive, mental, emotional, psychological, intellectual faculties all working synergistically to underpin you and I in all of our efforts. Yes. So we're talking about self-identity, much more than what kind of car you drive, what kind of house you live, or what you have in your bank account, because truth of the matter is you have so many people who on the exterior look like they're very wealthy, affluent, nice car, vacation twice, 3 times a year, but deep down inside they're insecure. People look at what they have, but they never take the time to know how they arrived at what they have. And most important, here we are, the most critical element of all, who they are, that validates, it vets everything they are. So we're talking about self-identity. We're talking about self-identity, knowing who you are. So, dear friend, I have to add a very critical footnote. Do understand, I'm not criticizing anyone who has affluence or very successful, because I'm very successful myself academically, doing quite well financially, and overall in my career, I'm on the right path to realizing phenomena success. So this is not an attack, or we're certainly not trying to, say anybody that has what they have don't deserve what they have. But what we're talking about is the importance of self-identity, knowing who you are, getting back to the discussion of it being much more than what you have and what you own, what kind of degrees and letters you have behind your name. For I have many. I have at least 10 alphabets total behind my name. So this is not an indictment against anybody who's successful academically or intellectually or creatively or innovation wise, but we're talking about who you are on the inside. When you look in the mirror, what kind of relationship do you have with yourself? As a result, when you know who you are, there's a certain energy that we carry, you and I, that can either attract others magnetically. I mean, have you ever met somebody that's just so dynamic and charismatic that there's a certain allure, you feel enthralled, you pick up on their high vibrational energy that makes you step back a second and ask the question, who is this amazing individual? Yes, that is a person who knows, regardless of what they have or don't have, identity. There's a parallel between their external world value and their internal world value. These people don't mind being alone. Solitude is not at all the same as isolation. A person that really securing themselves are very thriving and flourishing, successful, productive introverts. We have introverted introverts, and of course we have extroverted introverts. Collectively secure as a group, as a cluster, in who they are, even when other people in their ecosphere, environment, don't validate, don't praise them, don't acknowledge. They know deep down inside that regardless of what I have or do not have, I am more valuable than the prosperous person over there who has everything they can ever ask for, but emotionally, they're in a perpetual animated state, suspended animation of insecurity. So, again, let's focus on the positive. Self-identity, the importance of having a relationship with you. Do you have a very healthy and wholesome private life? Perhaps you like to read books, like myself. You like to write. I am a pretty prodigious writer. In the past 5 years, I've written, published over 45 books proudly, with humility. I've had the opportunity, I was blessed because of COVID, the pandemic, to put out 45 books. In fact, according to Grammarly software, which is often used commercially in a corporate or governmental institution, universities, institutions, federal government, state government, to help people write, to edit, to perfect anything that they put pen to paper. I've, in the past 7 years, have done at least 5 million words. So I do understand for those of you who like to read and write, but maybe you like to play checkers. Some people like dominoes. Some people like chess. Some people like to watch martial arts type flicks, comedy, anything of the sort. Horseback riding, scuba diving, snorkeling, playing the flute, playing the cello, playing the piano, or nothing more than relaxing, meditating, reflecting, taking the inner journey of self, not just discovery, but self-empowerment, self-awakening that ultimately results in self-actualization. Understand this. If you're to become very abundant, prosperous in your external reality, it's most critical to first be prosperous, abundant, and richly blessed internally. And that's tapping into what they call one of the fundamental laws of the universe, the law of abundance, that when you have a wholesomeness and abundance within, in due time, it will manifest and actualize in your actual everyday reality. So we want to end this right here. I want to thank you for the time that you've invested as we approach 12-minute mark on this here Wednesday. I'm thinking it's the 19th of February. We're down to the last week of this second month of 2025. I want to thank you. I celebrate you. I acknowledge you. I recognize your energy. We have been magnetically brought together so that we can establish a frequency that's much needed now more than ever in our world. It's time for those who are high vibrational people, positive, optimistic, have an overall limitless outlook as it relates to natural reality, who they are, their place in everyday reality. When we come up together collectively, there's power in numbers. Eventually, we can change our ecosphere for the better to benefit everyone in all in between. So I'm Dr. Shane JC, just having a coffee afternoon chit chat with you, my kindred colleagues, community of resonating thoughts, ideators. Yes, in order to ideate, it begins with a thought. If you are a visionary by everyday humanity, who you are, you will have no problem ideating solutions as applied to the problems that are prevalent in your ecosphere. Thank you. So if you have really benefited from this video, do me a favor, put a like, leave a comment, and share so we can pass on this positive magnetic energy to those in need of optimism that's unshakable. And you can also find my books. I did mention the books on Amazon.com under the category books. You know, the 3 tabs towards the left at the upper left-hand side of your laptop or your tablet or your smartphone, iPhone, etc. Select that. Look for the category called books and search for yours truly, Shane, Shane, one syllable, middle initial J, Charbonnet, Charbonnet. I am Dr. Shane JC. We can. You are. I am simply resonating. Thank you for your time. We'll talk soon. Have a blessed, productive Wednesday. Regardless of what time it is in your locus of impact with influence, know this. We appreciate you. Ciao.